What is going on, everyone, and welcome in to another episode of Expected Bets, for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. We have finally made it after what seems like was a 2-week crawl. NHL playoffs are here. Really, it's already decided. No exciting games tonight. We do have, as always, special guest, Top Cheds. Thank you for joining us today for our annual playoff preview. How we doing?
Doing good. I thought I'd bring a little bit of knowledge, seeing as I'm the only person who is in the playoffs out of all of our teams. Yeah. So we needed someone, that knows the feeling.
For the fourth year straight, too.
No.
Just to compound it. Not that you made the playoffs for
years. Yeah, I was going to say.
For 4 years, the rest of us have not been in it.
You guys don't have to necessarily pick the best teams to support,
Yeah.
we were born this way, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be pretty good. I think this is a really weird season. I don't think we've ever had a year where all the playoff spots or like all the matchups are solidified before the last day. Like it seems like super early and we know like everything. So that should be interesting. As always, I got a couple hot takes because I don't like to go with the crowd. So we'll go with that. And I think it'll be a good show.
Yeah, no, for sure. As long as none of those hot takes involve the New Jersey Devils beating the Carolina Hurricanes, I think we're going to be good to go today. All right.
You save the best for last.
Franco, how you doing?
I think that Ched's undersold it. There is a big game tonight. All right, the Flyers need to lose this game against your Sabres to lock in that four position. All right, that's really tough. And for Tage needs to get to 45 goals. That's a big milestone for him. We're gonna see that.
50.
We're now doing fives. I thought the 40 goal milestone.
Screw it, man. We'll take anything we can get. Tage loves the milestones. All right, let's go, baby.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we just jump right into it?
No. Is anyone actually betting on games today?
We'll see.
Probably not.
We'll see.
I'll probably put some fun stuff out, but nothing.
Yeah.
All right. First matchup, we'll break down Ottawa at Toronto. Toronto minus 170s on their series price. Ottawa plus 145. Brady Tkachuk looks like he is going to be back for the postseason. Betsky, we'll start with you in this one. Does Ottawa have any chance in this one?
I would say Ottawa is up there with one of my favorite upsets here. Out of any of the series, really. Even though I do think the East has more upset potential in the first round than the West too. So, but I mean, this is going to be a young team who has many of them have not been in the playoffs before. Kind of up and down this lineup too. I mean, Giroux probably has the most playoff experience, right? And Ullmark, I guess. I think this is one of those series where maybe goaltending will sneak some wins out. Not to say that Ottawa's offense is not good, but Toronto has a lot to play for here. Getting out of the first round, trying to make a statement. They know what's entailed. They know how hard you have to play. I think ultimately Toronto will take this series. But, maybe this is one that goes more in that six game range.
Yeah.
Toronto 6 for me.
Do you kind of echo that statement here? Are you thinking this lasts till 6?
I think it definitely lasts till 6. I think let's preface this by saying this is the best Toronto team I think they've had, the most complete team they've had in a very long time. I think they win this series. I think Ottawa's probably a matchup they don't want to see. Ottawa's beat them. I think it's 5 or 6 games in a row now, dating back to 2023. Toronto just got completely swept by Ottawa this year, 4-0, all the way dating back to last year with the whole Ridley Gregg incident and everything. They don't match up well against them for whatever reason. I just looked up here. Ottawa in Toronto has won 6 straight games, dating back to 2022. It's not a great matchup for Toronto, but I think a lot of that goes out the window. I think Toronto will win the series. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I like the bet of over 5.5 games. I think Ottawa at least will get them back home for Game 6. I just think we haven't seen it in the playoffs just yet. But after seeing Brady in 4 Nations, I just see him having a playoffs like his brother. I think he's just going to be all over the place. He's going to be a menace. He's going to have 24 hits in Game 1. He's genuinely going to be fun to watch. I think he'll be a carbon copy of his brother, scoring big goals and whatnot.
Yeah.
But again, I just think this is the best Toronto team they've had in a very long time. I don't even know what you do if they lost in round 1 this year. I genuinely I don't know what you could potentially do if you're them.
Yeah.
Especially because one of the pieces they may want to trade will be a UFA.
Well, at least now you could just cut ties, I guess, and not have to worry about it, right?
Yeah, but you're not getting much value back, and then that means you just got to spend an UFA. But
also be 2 pieces, because John Tavares is also a UFA.
That's true.
Yeah. There could be a very different looking team next season, depending on how
the first round bounce. Yeah.
I mean, even if I think John Tavares would just return on a really team friendly contract, regardless. But that helps the team a lot, getting John Tavares at $3 million a year compared to 11 or whatever he's on, that helps. I love William Nylander. I think I've said it before. I think William Nylander is the best player on this team. Time and time again, he's shown that he's the one that kind of raises to the top come playoff time. You never have to worry about him. I think he's going to continue to do the same thing again. So for me, all in on William Nylander, Brady Tkachuk. I think that they're going to have some big series. But you always got to take a look at it's every playoff. Some random 3rd, 4th liner that no one really thinks highly of just has an incredible series. Give it to let me find someone in the lineup for Ottawa. Oh, Nick Cousins, baby. Nick Cousins, definitely.
Nick Cousins
he comes from the Florida. He comes from the Florida Panthers school of shithousery. Yeah. Oh, he's going to be starting shit instantly. Yep. It's Nick Cousins for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, so Cheds, you like the over 5.5 series total in this one? Betsky, did you have a best bet for this series or no?
Yeah, I really like that over 5.5 here. I think that's the way to go here. Again, Allmark can probably steal a game or 2 here. Again, Ottawa, I mean, that lineup looks great. It looks like a really hard team to play against, but they're still a little evergreen to the playoffs. And then don't forget, for one player I'm going to just kind of circle so I don't forget, Claude Giroux dominates Toronto. So this should be fun for him. Definitely going to be looking into his props, both his 1.5 shots on goal. I think it's going to be very bettable and something to ride a little bit here. And then he's back on the top line with Stu and Tkachuk. So his point or assist will look great.
I think his point prop will be bettable too. It'll be.
I do too. At least at the beginning.
Money. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Claude Giroux 2 goals in the series is plus 300. He's going to score 2.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
For whatever reason,
Franco, did you have the best bet? Oh, sorry, Chaz.
I was just going to say, for whatever reason, FanDuel's only opened up goals for series in Ottawa, Toronto, and no other series.
Huh.
So that could be fun to play with. I also think Matthew Nyes will have a big series.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. Franco, did you have the best bet in Ottawa, Toronto?
I agree, kind of echoing the same sentiment that I think this goes 6 or 7. I'm leaning more towards 7 games. I kind of want to say Ottawa can do it, Like I think I'm just gonna say it just because to be a little contrarian here. I do think the Toronto is a better team and should win this series. But like you said, kind of that Ottawa's had their kryptonite. So what I'm going to do as far as the best bet goes, though, is right now on DraftKings, you can just take 6 and 7 games at plus 210 each, and you split. Obviously you take one of them, you're up,
Yep.
A unit. So that I like a lot better. The over 5.5 on FanDuel is minus 178, so that's not really a bettable number. That just gives me insurance. I can get either one, and I'm going to get a unit locked in on price. So that's my best way to bet it. But yeah, I mean, as far as my lean, I'm gonna say Sens taking 7.
All of Toronto, if they go to a game 7.
Oh my god, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if it gets to 7, I mean, holy shit,
this you can't trust them to win a game 7 against Olmark.
I think that's the biggest thing in this series, right? Is the goaltending, right? Like Stolarz has been great this season.
Yeah.
So but will he turn back into a pumpkin when it really matters? And then, obviously Olmark can be dominant. He can be fantastic, but he's been up and down this season overall, I would say, so that could really be the difference in this series. As good as Toronto's offense is, Olmark could really be a difference maker because he can just be that game stealing goaltender.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Really like that angle too of taking these 6 and 7 games at that plus 210 price compared to just over series on FanDuel, which is at 5.5 minus 178. So love that look there, Franco. Any other props in this series? I kind of agree with Franco's statement. I like it to go 6 or 7, but in terms of a side, I think Toronto gets it done in 6. So again, the Leafs minus 1.5 games plus 120 for that series price. I don't hate either. I would avoid laying 170 on Toronto. But if I did have to pick a side in this one, I would attack that minus 1.5 games on Toronto's side. Any other plays for you guys in this series?
I'm trying to see if there's any fun specials. Like they have a ton for Dallas, Colorado, but nothing else on DraftKings right now. Series most goals, that's fun. Brady plus 550, I could see that. There's some fun ones, but nothing serious for me.
Yeah.
Could this be the Brady coming out? Obviously he was great in Four Nations and stuff, but he's still not that next tier player in the league. Could this be his Matty Tkachuk type moment? Where he comes out and really takes that next step, being that big forward type player. It could be that situation.
I think that's Ottawa's only chance. If Ottawa wants to do it, you need Brady to rough it up and get amongst it and really play that Florida style hockey, basically turn into his brother for this series.
Yeah. No, I don't think enough people are talking about Dylan Cousins, 16-1, most goal scorer, the leading goal scorer in this series too. Seems like a terrible bet that I would not take because he is just been
I'm sitting here
I was wondering where you're going.
Not take him. Oh no. I was just setting that up. All right, let's move on to probably one of the best series we have here.
Yeah.
We get another battle of Florida Panthers at taking on the Bolts. Panthers minus 115, Tampa Bay minus 105 for a series price. Must watch TV every night with this series. Cheds, I'll let you start us off in this one. What do you like in this series?
The under 5.5 games played.
Oh,
really?
Whoa!
No, I'm fucking with you guys.
I was gonna say, holy shit!
This is series we're gonna talk about a sweep in. That'd be crazy.
But Tampa Bay's winning this series. Not overthinking it. I think Tampa Bay's the best team in the East, and I dare I say I don't think it's particularly close. I like Tampa Bay to go all the way for me personally. It's really just that simple. I think we'll probably get 6. Tampa Bay probably wins it in 6 when they get back home, but I'm just very high on Tampa Bay and kind of low on Florida. Yes, I know they're getting their players back, but now you're getting the part of insane rustiness. Ekblad hasn't played in 20 games. Tkachuk hasn't played in 25 games.
And no PEDs for Ekblad too.
Yeah. So who knows what he's going to look like now? I think just the way Andre Vasilevsky has played down the stretch has been insane. I think he's going to be a huge piece. Bobrovsky had a fantastic playoff last year. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that again. It's just, I guess we have to see the flip switch for Florida. Too many of their guys have been kind of pedestrian for a while now for me to really trust them. Like, I know he's the playoff guy, but like Carter Verhaeghe's looked horrendous all season, really. We'll see if he could turn it back up come playoffs. But for me, at least, I'm not too high on Florida this year. I don't really trust their defense. I don't think Seth Jones is necessarily any good. And I just love the depth of Tampa Bay. Like when you have guys like Bjorkstrand and Nick Paul on your third line, like it seems like nothing but like Gage Gonzalez has been crushing it on their third line. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love their depth, and I think that'll be the big one for me. And not to mention, it's Florida's now made it 2 years back-to-back Cup finals. It's fucking tough. Like it gets to a point where like the grind is just too much, and like these guys just their body just physically can't do it anymore. And that's kind of what I'm betting on for is going to happen through Florida.
We saw it with Tampa Bay. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Vegas lost. No, Vegas. Yeah, they lost to Dallas last year. Round one, right? Like, it's a tough thing to do.
Like a big lead in the first game, they kind of dominated, and then they just couldn't hang.
It's a tough thing to do. So, yeah, I really like Tampa Bay in this series. I think I'll just take them to win outright.
Yeah. Franco, what's your best bet in this series?
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to bank on Florida not being tired yet. So a couple reasons, I guess Tkachuk missing the time. You acquire Marchand, who hasn't made it deep in the playoffs the last couple of years. Sam Miskevich is young. Nico Sturm, a couple of these guys weren't on the team last year. There has been like a rehash, so it's not like a complete like for like coming back. Obviously Seth Jones playing important minutes for this team now too. So I feel like they're going to be a little bit fresher than teams like Vegas and Tampa, running it back all those years in a row where they just couldn't hang anymore. But Tampa did go, was it 3 years in a row to the Cup? So, I mean, I think it is possible. And I just think getting healthy at the right time is really the thing that matters here. And the series doesn't start till Tuesday. So, all these players are going to be able to skate, get their line rushes in, get practice in. And yeah, maybe this first game they lose, but I mean, that's kind of what the script is going to be anyway. I think with this series, it's going to be the home teams taking the majority of the games here, just given both teams' home form in general. But, their home road splits are pretty much like for like, they're both just home dominant teams over the course of the season. So it's really what team do you believe can get like one road win? And I think when it comes down to it, that's Florida. So I do think this game goes probably 7, and I think Florida wins game 7. So give me Florida in 7.
I like to bet against Vasilevsky in game
7. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about.
I think if Florida wins, they pull it off, and
they might have to pull it off. Yeah, getting one of those early. And same thing as that previous series. Like I think you can do the same thing. Take 6 and 7 games for your series bet, both at plus 200. And I think it's pretty much can be echoed for any of these series that you think are going to go long. I think that's the way to bet them if you like that.
Well, so. I mean, we talked about Tampa Bay, we all think is going to kind of win game 1 here. And FanDuel offers that parlay of Tampa Bay to win the first game. And then that kind of opens the board up into basically picking either side and still having kind of room for profit. So that might not be a bad angle to explore. Betsky, Franco's on the Panthers. Cheds is on the Bolts. Who are you backing in this one?
I'm going Bolts too, and I'm with Cheds here. That I think they can make a run all the way to the finals. The depth they added it's was just chef's kiss, perfect pieces to incorporate on this team. We've seen teams like Nashville in years past try to add big names like Granlund and just kind of try to inject too big of names into that core. Just getting these role players, especially Yanni Gourde, who's been there before with them, to come back and play these roles that really fill out that forward depth properly. I know they didn't do much with the blue line, but that hasn't been a concern with them. McDonough, absolute playoff warrior, write his name now for block shots, or Cernak.
Yep.
I think they're going to be too hot to handle. I think the depth's going to be able to kind of overtake Florida here too. And I mean, I don't think anybody's talked about Kucherov enough, and as far as like kind of the big talking heads in the media, and he's had another phenomenal season. I think this one's going to mean a lot to this core, and the window may be closing soon here after this. So this is kind of pushing all your chips in and go for it.
Yeah. So my best bet of this series is going to be that Tampa Bay to win Game 1 and Tampa Bay to win the series plus 175 on FanDuel.
I like that
just another way to kind of back that. So that's probably how I'm going to attack that. Any other picks in this one? Any leading goal scorers? Ched, do you like Tampa? Franco, you're on Florida. Betsky, you're on Tampa as well. So am I. Any other plays in this one?
I think that third line for Tampa could get some sneaky value for goals. Connor Geeky was picking it up again when he got recalled at the end of the season. Nick Paul, that whole line's been a little hot here. Yeah, I don't know when Bjorkstrand's coming back, but
he's back, isn't he?
No, it says he
out.
could miss.
Oh, I didn't.
Out indefinitely with lower body injury. That's a pretty significant because that does really improve their depth if he's in the lineup.
Yeah, he's week to week.
But I don't know. I still don't. I mean, you still added Yanni Gourde here. The younger players are stepping up again. You got Cam Atkinson on your fourth.
That's not real. That's not real.
But in this first round, I mean, it's just picture perfect too with the matchup. So
yeah,
I think if you like Florida, you should do that. Tampa to win Game 1, Florida win the series. That's plus 370, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the bet. You get profit on either side. As long as Tampa wins Game 1, you are in the clear.
And I think in general, like I'm taking Tampa Game 1, regardless of how I feel about the series.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. No, and then you're just getting better price on the money line.
And another thing that kind of tempts me here, I would need to see what the odds look like, but doing a Florida plus under 5.5, I know that's crazy, but you're probably getting really nice odds here. And I do kind of feel like if Florida can pull this out, they may just come out and just drub them. But that's something I love.
Parlay.
Yeah, that's like if you really, really like Florida here, but I don't know. I mean, they could just dummy them into Hanston like they did last year.
Yeah, I don't see that. Like I like Florida, but I don't
really
see
either,
that.
But
I think
if you want to be risky with this, I can see that script happening. I think it's not very likely, but
Panthers,
I like them on an island here with Florida.
Yeah.
So we'll
Panthers to win 4-0 plus or 12-1.
Jeez,
Panthers are not.
They're not even taking. I don't even think they're going to take Game 1. Game 1 to me is like that's their game to get right, get everybody figure out their lines. You know, they haven't really skated at full strength for so long at this point. So get everybody's skating legs under them and see what they have.
I think their lines are pretty set. No, I don't think they're changing a thing.
Yeah, but you know, if Kachuk's skating on the second line with Bennett and Marchand, like everybody's projecting, like they haven't skated together. You know, like you're
right. Chemistry.
You got to play together and get chemistry. It might not work. I mean, it should, but
any Is Ekblad back game 2 or 3? Is he suspended for the first 2 or suspended for the first one and comes back for the second one? I know he's definitely missing a game. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 though. I want to say he misses the first 2. I think, if my mind is right, I think he misses 1 and 2, but I'm not 100% on that either.
Suspended for 20 games.
I mean, FanDuel also has some pretty fun series correct win order that you can play around with right now if we think we have this script that are all. So maybe sprinkle a few of those, but just another fun bet for this series if we've kind of all decided that Tampa Bay is going to win game 1. And of course, we're never wrong. So
no,
right,
never.
like no, never wrong. So that's perfect. Any other ones before we move on to Montreal, Washington?
This feels like a series where you're going to get like third line goal scorers a lot.
It does to me a
like
little bit too.
On both sides. So just
Yep.
You know, like if you're feeling saucy, like watch the games live. Look who's skating and looking good, and grab like a live goal scorer prop on Anton Lundell or Nick Paul or whoever the hell it is. But you'll see it. Like I feel like you see that player with their legs under them getting chances. Like last year was Bennett, right? Like Bennett just looked unstoppable at times, and you're like, this guy's going to score at some point. That's where you find value in these games like this.
That's why Bennett's going to get overpaid by some poor team.
Oh God, I know.
$9 million this offseason.
He will get paid. Yeah,
it's his last year with Florida. I think they have like
get ready to learn wings.
Florida has Lundell waiting. Like Lundell's too good to be a third line center. Like they have this guy ready to replace him for a cheaper price. Like I don't see the reason in giving Bennett $8.5 million.
What he's going to ask for,
just because he protects teammates and fights. We'll have Marchand next year for that, and he'll be the guy.
If Bennett gets the game-winning goal in Game 7 to win the cup for the third time around,
I still think I think Florida's a smart team. Like they didn't use the cup win to like bring back Montour because he had a good playoffs. Like let's be reasonable about this. Like we have contracts that we need to give out. Ekblad's a free agent at the end of the year. Bennett is like, I'm pretty sure this is like the last hurrah for like that veteran group. So, and I think the writing's on the wall. I don't think they trade for Seth Jones if they're expecting Ekblad. Like I think a lot of it's like writing on the wall for these guys. Like the replacement's already there. So maybe it'll be like that last one, but I just think they get tired.
Yeah.
All right, next series, Montreal at Washington. Washington minus 330. The Habs plus 260. Cheds, you had a hot take on this series before the show started, so I'll let you kick us off in this one.
Montreal versus Washington. I have no idea where this is going to go. Over the last 20 games or so, both of these teams have been really, really bad defensively, and both of these teams have been able to score goals, which is an exciting, I guess, series for one. I don't think Logan Thompson's healthy. He was week to week last week, so it doesn't sound like he's ready for game 1. If he's not, I kind of like Montreal to be able to steal a game or two in Washington. I think Montembeault's significantly better. I looked at this today. I don't know where this has come from. Sam Montembeault's like 4th ranked in the NHL by goals saved above expected. I don't know where that came from, but he's been really, really good this year. So Logan Thompson, if he's out, I think there's a little bit of an edge in net for Montreal. And the only downside is I don't know how to say this without like pissing off the entire fan base. Montreal might be the worst playoff team to ever like make the playoffs. If you look at any of their I was doing like a deep dive in advanced like statistics and analytics and like your Corsi, your 5. Montreal is right next to Chicago and San Jose and like every 5-on-5 metric.
Wow,
like they don't really generate much, but when they do, they score a lot. Which I guess good goal scoring, you have cool coffee, like that happens. You have good snipers, good goal scorers. Like that's not the thing. But their defense is horrible. It's just Montembeault was really, really good. Fun little tidbit. This is for Franco. You know what team dominated 5-on-5 this year?
Oh, it was my team.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
The
sure.
Flyers are actually like top
yeah.
6 in the NHL 5-on-5.
Mhm.
So just to put this in perspective, because I was doing some data research, completely off topic. Before this season, the worst year a team ever had by goals saved above expected was like minus, I think it was like minus 30 goals in a season. Second place was at minus 17 this year. It was the Nashville Predators. The Philadelphia Flyers didn't only take the record. They were at minus, I think it was 47 goals allowed above expected this year, tripling the second place team and blowing the record out by like 15 goals.
We still have one more game too.
Oh, it could go worse. Yeah, you're right. It could get
Stage who's ready to put a 5 or 6.
Come on, Sabres, make it even worse.
Yeah.
Let's bust.
I was
that
doing
record.
this deep dive and I like kept like looking at the bad teams and I was like, oh, Montreal's here everywhere. And I'm like expecting to see Philly, but every time I look, like, where's Philly?
They're not there.
Philly's like at the top. And then I look at goals and I'm just like, oh my God, they have the worst goaltenders I've ever seen. All that to say, like, Washington's team defense isn't great by themselves either. They give up a lot of chances. It's just they have really good goaltending to sort them out, at least when Logan Thompson was healthy. If Logan Thompson's hurt, I could see Montreal get this to a game 6. I don't think Washington's losing this series. Let's be completely clear here. Montreal in a must-win lost to Chicago and then almost lost to Carolina's C team. I don't know if they're good enough to beat them, but I think they could steal a game or two. I think we'll get this at least a game 6. Then my worry becomes, is Washington going to go into Bell Center and win a game? Like a must-win game 6? Like I can see that being tough. I think Washington wins. If anything, I most likely would take the Washington minus 1.5 spread. I think they probably win in 5 or 6, but I don't think a sweep's out of the question, honestly.
What was your statement though, that if the Caps faced anyone else besides Montreal in the first round, they'd lose?
I would pick them to lose. Yes, I'm not a believer in this Caps team whatsoever.
No, I agree with that statement too. I do not see the Caps coming
A
out.
lot of it has to do with like I don't even know what PDO stands for, but like basically it's your shooting percentage and your save percentage, and like Washington's was at a halfway through the year was like at like NHL record levels. They've started losing games because that's come down to basically normal levels right now. They've been pretty cold in their last 10 games. It's kind of like once they got the OV record, they stopped caring. So now they have to turn that back up. I think they'll win the series here. They probably lose to New Jersey in the second round anyway, so it's okay. They'll have a nice season, and you know they could move on to be happy with their season. And you know, Ovi can go for 900 next year. So
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I do like that bet though. I'm not a believer in this Capitals team in general, but I do believe that series spread minus 1.5 games is priced accordingly, minus 145. So that is probably my best bet in this series as well. Betsky, anything you kind of on that same train of thought here, or are you looking on the Habs side of things?
No, Washington. I like that Washington minus 1.5 quite a bit here, especially with just how pitiful the Habs were to just kind of dipsy doodle their way into this whole thing. When, so I, on the other hand, and I this may be one of my more like just a little sprinkle here, but. Sometimes magic can go a long way, and it would be pretty magical for Ovi to get a second cup with the way this team's performed. I am concerned about the Logan Thomas injury, but I want to see a couple games. I want to make sure that they weren't just playing for the goal record here, but if they can dominate Montreal and build momentum, and I like their second round matchup. I think they have a shot against either of those teams. Man, it's one of those, you know, like that last Peyton year where he won the Super Bowl with everything working against him. I think he threw 2 passes and so on. I don't know. I think this is kind of my dark horse for a potential winner out of the East, but not my favorite. But
is Logan Thompson Von Miller 2.0?
Yeah, exactly. But we need him to come back. So
yep. Franco, what is your best bet for this series?
I mean, I'm going to agree with everybody here. I don't think Montreal can make this into a long series. I think their blue line is just too weak overall. On the defensive end at least. I think they have enough, spark offensively on their blue line, but that's not really going to help you in a playoff series for the long haul. So I think that's really going to hurt them. I just feel like Washington's pretty deeper overall. So
yeah.
I don't think Washington moves on after the second round, so I'll be fading them in the second round. But yeah, I don't see any reason why we should be expecting.
Oh, Devils in the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's go.
All right, now towards the series of the playoffs right here. The Devils at the Hurricanes. Cheds, you are the only member of this show with a playoff team. So it's only right that we start with you in this one.
So let me paint a picture of how this series is going to go.
No, we're not doing this. Yeah,
no, just close your eyes and pretend.
Hey,
that
we gotta treat our guests right.
Jacob Markstrom significantly outplays whichever bozo's in net for Carolina. Carolina's power play is awful. Carolina and New Jersey both have really good penalty kills, so those even out. So the Devils' power play, I mean, top 5 in the league. Carolina's bottom 5. All that mixed in, Stefan Nason's going to know all the little secrets of Carolina. He's going to send them over to New Jersey, so they're going to know what to do. He's going to just trade them all over. And if all that goes well, I'm telling you, if all that goes well, the Devils lose in 5 instead of 4. So at the end of the day, Carolina's winning this in 6. You just take the series spread. But it's fun to dream, right? There's no pressure on the team because they're not winning the series. That's all I got. The Devils in 2020, we're in 2025. The Devils in 2025 have basically been the worst team in hockey. They've been literally their points percentage is like San Jose, Chicago bad in 2025. Jack Hughes obviously is not playing. He's hurt. The only thing I could potentially see here is the team was so sure they were locked in a playoff spot that they just didn't care for 40 straight games. So I'll play that copium. But other than that, they'll win a game. I think if we get back to game 6, maybe. But I think Carolina wins this in 6 at the very least.
Yeah, I love that Carolina minus 1.5 games, minus 115. I think that price is. Yep, minus 115 on DraftKings. So that's definitely my best bet in this one. Betsky or Franco here. You guys got on the same mindset, or are you going to back this Jack Hughes list Devil squad?
Ooh, one more thing I need to add. Jordan Martinook. Wait, Jordan? That's his first name, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I just had complete brain fart. He literally becomes the second coming of Wayne Gretzky against the New Jersey Devils. So just bet him to score 8 goals in this series. Because 2 years ago when we played him, I think he had 11 points in 5 games against us in the playoffs. He typically is a big playoff performer. Just bet on.
I remember his shots. I remember his shots being fantastic. It was he
had 2 points a game against us. It was literally every game he had 2 points against us.
Yeah.
Jordan Martinook to lead that series in goals is 60-1.
Yeah, I'll take that. I will absolutely. I think he did it. He literally did it 2 years ago.
That's a bet.
I think if you want to go, can you do team lead? Can you do team lead, or is it only series lead?
I think I only got series right now, but maybe
if you could parlay Jordan Martinook to lead the Hurricanes and Stefan Nason to lead the Devils, I think that's what I would go.
Actually, don't mind that.
Yeah, insane. Yeah.
If you could get it, I bet you
that's a cup of coffee bet. But
if FanDuel offers it eventually, I could see them offering, take Nason and Martinook to score 3 goals each or something. I bet you that'll pay out pretty nice.
Yeah, 2 and 3, stack it.
There you go. Breako, what is your best bet for this one?
I'm all in on the same thing. Just
Yeah.
I don't think Jersey has enough to really compete in this series for the same kind of thing as the Montreal series. So I think losing Jack Hughes is just big for them. So I don't mind taking Hurricanes -1.5, -115 looks like a good price.
Carolina to win game 1 and Carolina to win the series -110. Basically a better price than their spread of -1.5 games. Betsky, are you on the Hurricanes as well for this one?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
All right.
You guys are going to be in shambles when they lose.
I will say the only area that I think the Devils can like win the series is because of Markstrom just being a god and Carolina's goaltending being questionable. Like if do we even know who's starting game 1? Is it going to be Kochetkov or is it going to be Freddie Anderson?
I think it has to be Kochetkov with.
So like
he's been the guy down the stretch.
If he has a bad game 1 or maybe a bad decent game 1 and then a bad game 2, like then the questions start coming in. Like I think that's the way the Devils can win the series if like that type of bullshit happens where like there's no stability in that because you're not coming in with an undeniable starter. Like there's no way Jake Allen's starting for the Devils, for example, right? Like Markstrom's.
No, I see. I completely disagree.
I think I know Allen's been good, but like I think you brought Markstrom in for a reason, right? This is why.
I'm aware, but like I think Jake Allen's fucking better than him. I think Jake Allen should be starting, but he's not.
Statistically, yes, this season he has been really good. I get that. I'm just saying, like, there's no question who's starting game 1. As long as he doesn't completely blow up, he's playing every game this series.
Yeah, well, he's definitely going to play game 1. But if he has a bad game 1, like, I don't see why not. I think the only saving grace is, if I remember correctly, Jacob Markstrom's got really good historical stats against the Hurricanes. Game log versus Hurricane. I'm pretty sure I think I remember it. Like he's very, very good against them in his career. 9-5-1 with a 9.22 save percentage, like a sub 2 goals against average. So yeah, Markstrom's got very good history against them. But again, for its 3 games to the Devils, most of its time back with Vancouver in like 2017. I don't know how much those numbers matter.
Would Markstrom saves be an angle that you look to target in this series, Chuds?
100%. The Devils have been, again, a fully healthy Devils team. They're very good at limiting shots and chances and pretty good 5-on-5. This iteration, no. I think a lot of value in shots. Carolina, I'm not saying this is a bad thing that they do. It's actually fun for bets. They're one of the only teams that believes in like volume shooting and like they don't really care for like high danger chances. They just care for chances in general. So they're going to rip the puck a ton. I think another one, take a look at like Brett Pesce blocks. Typically, like come playoff time, we know blocks go way up. So guys like Pesce, guys like Kovacevic for the Devils, like I think they're going to put up some really, really big block numbers, which is nice. Markstrom saves is a good one too. It's weird because if this is a fully healthy Devils team, I think I'm not scared of this Carolina team. I think the Carolina team was much better 2 years ago. But this Devils team sucks. They have not played well all season long, basically since Jack Hughes went down. Siegenthaler may come back. He started skating, but he's not ready to do like contact yet. He's our best defensive defenseman. That'd be a really nice boost. But end of the day, I don't think we would beat Carolina in a 7-game series without Jack Hughes. I think at the end of the day, there's just too much firepower gone. It would take a monumental series. Like Nico would have to just go insane in this series. The only one to worry is that Carolina just can't beat good teams on the road. They have a horrendous road record, especially against playoff teams. But even then, with home ice advantage, they would take it in 7. So I think they win. I think they don't make it particularly difficult. I'm really curious to see how guys like Jackson Blake, Logan Stankoven, like these are guys who haven't had much or any playoff. I know Stankoven played a couple of games with Dallas last year. I don't fully believe Taylor Hall's a playoff player, even though he's been really good for them. So like there's some guys that I need to see it from. Like Jack Roslovic was awful for the Rangers last year come playoffs. Like, so there's guys where like we have to see them do it in the playoffs, but I think Carolina wins regardless.
Yeah, agreed. All right, moving on to the West here. But before we jump into the Western Conference, I do want to talk about one of our new sponsorships. We have partnered up with Bubble.fm. They have an awesome AI search tool that provides a complete transcript for the show. So all of our listeners can go back and kind of research all of our own best bets for each series if you don't remember them or you didn't have a chance to write it down before. So be sure to check Bubble. Awesome website. You can find all of our clips there as well. So be sure to check them out for this playoff series. All right, Western Conference starting us off, Blues versus the Jets. The Jets minus 180, St. Louis plus 155. They have just been on a tear to get into this wild card position that they're in. Betsky, what is your thoughts on this series?
I think Hellebuck gets it right this time.
A redemption
I don't
story.
think. Yeah. I kind of was hoping the Blues would find a way to get Vegas round one, but unfortunately that didn't happen. There are some concerns on the Jets. It kind of mirrors what you were saying about the Devils, Cheds, where they've had this locked up for a while now. Is that kind of why we've seen them kind of be a little mushy kind of late into the season? But ultimately, I just think this is a team that has a lot to prove and has high stakes, where the Blues have already proven that they were probably the surprise of the league. Well, Montreal, second surprise of the league here for making the playoffs. The young guys look great and everything. Lots of good things happening in St. Louis. Winnipeg needs this bad.
Yep.
Now, I think this potentially could be a short series too, but Bennington worries me.
Yeah, the issue, and I think this is one of the betting angles, is going to be looking at that Winnipeg power play. One of the best in the league right now, and St. Louis has been dreadful on the PK here. So if the Jets can now get 5-on-5 scoring in addition to some power play points, I certainly like that angle in this series. Franco, what is your best bet for Blues versus Jets?
I'm gonna not so fast, my friend, you, Betsy. So I think the only team that Winnipeg probably didn't want to play more than this team is probably Colorado, just because of what their history has been against them. I don't think any team wants to face a team that's coming in red hot like the Blues are. They have been playing playoff hockey for weeks now at this point. They are red hot. And we've seen this before with the Blues, and plenty of other teams have done it as well historically. Once you guys get hot, your goaltending's playing well, you're getting scoring. They got Parayko back, which is big on the blue line. I guess the main thing is Holloway back. Like that's one question. I didn't see anything that definitively said he was playing or not going to play in the series. I think that's a big one for them. But regardless, I think when a team is hot, it carries over. I don't think it stops right now just because they're playing a tough Winnipeg team. So I like the Blues to take this series. If you want a little protection, you can even grab St. Louis plus 1.5. That's minus 115. But I think I'm going to take them at plus 184 to win the series. It feels like a good price. And then another thing for Winnipeg is they're going to be without Velarde, most likely, at least for a few games, I would assume. And same for Ehlers. He got injured towards the end of the season as well.
Is Velarde not coming back? I thought I saw that he is.
Okay, if he's back,
I don't know. I know Ehlers isn't, but I don't know anything about Velarde.
I haven't seen. He's another guy I haven't seen anything saying he's back. So if the Blues are out without Holloway and Winnipeg's without Velarde and Ehlers, I think that's a bigger loss overall.
Velarde's skating with the team. He'll be back.
Okay,
He's already started skating with the team. They called him day to day 2 days ago.
Okay.
But
So
Ehlers is week to week, and I actually thought he was more like day to day. So, but Apollo has looked fairly decent with his boost, but
I'm trying to see if there's any updated news on Holloway because I don't see anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen. The only thing I saw was he was expected, his expected back date was the 16th or something. Obviously, he didn't come back, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess more when we get closer to puck drop, who's going to play and stuff like that. But I think Ehlers is a pretty significant loss.
Yeah.
And if we're just going off the previous history with these goaltenders too, I mean, we know Binnington can get it done, and we know that Hellebuck has not proven to get it done. So that's just another notch in St. Louis's corner. So give me the Blues.
I like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm there with Franco. I think Winnipeg wins it. I think they win it in 7. The best odds on that would take the Blues plus 1.5, because I think there's an out where the Blues could win this as well in 6 or 7. I'm sorry. I just don't trust Connor Hellebuck in a playoff until he proves it for me. Everything Franco mentioned is the Blues are the hottest team in hockey right now. They're kind of giving us like shades of, what was it, 2018? Forget the year exactly. 2019? Whatever it was.
2019, yeah.
Fire coach, hire a new head coach, go on this incredible winning streak. I think Jim Montgomery, the guy got saved by getting sent out of Boston.
Montgomery is tied for the top winningest coach with Sky Bowman of all time for his winning percent.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
he's played. I mean, now his resume is much smaller, but
of course. Couple things. One, I think Holloway will play. I think if it's not something serious, come playoff, like he's playing this game. I see no reason that he doesn't. The other one is I don't know what they've done, but that St. Louis blue line has just been completely revamped. Parayko has been fantastic this year. They traded for Fowler, which everyone kind of memed them for, and he's been incredible for them.
He's been so good.
Offer sheeted Broberg. Like they just kind of created this nasty defense out of nowhere. I think, look, Hellebuck's better than Binnington, but we know Binnington, again, I mean, he did it for 4 Nations. He has shown the ability to outplay Hellebuck in must-win games.
Yeah.
I don't know if I fully trust Winnipeg to win this big. I think there's too much talent there. I'd be really shocked if Winnipeg lost, but I think St. Louis can get this to like a game 7. If it does go either way, I'll take the Blues spread. I think plus 1.5 is like minus 110, minus 115 around there.
I like it. I'm going with 6 and 7 games in this one. I think this is a lengthy series. Franco, to your point, this is the team the Jets did not want to face in this series at all after their playoff woes of kind of choking last year. Betsy, one last time, what was your best bet for this one?
You know what? I'm going to do the St. Louis spread now. I've been convinced.
We've got him.
I like it. All right, next series, Colorado at Dallas again. Just an incredible matchup we get in the first round here. Dallas plus 120, Colorado minus 140 for the series spread. Cheds, what do you got in this one?
Colorado's winning in 5 or 6 games.
Oh,
I take the Colorado spread minus 1.5. At worst, I think they finish it at home. It's through no fault of Dallas's own. I think this would have been a really, really good, fun matchup, but injuries have kind of crushed them. We still don't know the extent of the Jason Robertson injury, but wearing a brace post game with 2 days, their game 1's on Saturday. That's probably not a good sign. Miro Heiskanen apparently is not even close to playing the early games. They're hoping he comes back if they make it like 6 or 7. Dallas, I mean, they're walking with 7-game losing streak now? I think they've lost 7 in a row. And the more telling part is it's not like they're losing due to bad luck. They're getting outshot 2-1, 3-1 almost every game by every team they face. They're getting outplayed considerably. And that is a horrendous team to do that against, because Colorado will outshoot you 40-20, and Nathan McKinnon will make sure that he scores on those. I was really hopeful for this matchup, but with the injury news combined with just how bad Dallas has been, I'm going with Colorado. Now, I'm kind of worried that Dallas is going to bamboozle us all, and they're like going to come ready for playoff time and just said like we didn't care. But I just don't know. I think from everything that I've seen, I think Colorado wins this. I think they win it in. I'll go 6. I'll go the spread minus 1.5 is like plus 140. I think I forget what it is now, but I saw it earlier. Yeah, I'm kind of down on this Dallas team because that decor without Miro Heiskanen it's not good enough. I will say these two offenses are probably 1 and 2 in terms of deepest offenses in hockey, especially if Landeskog's in. I'm really curious to see how he looks. One caveat, I think it's a big name. I don't know if he's really that good. I think he's probably just gonna be like a fourth liner. Because he had some he's like the first ever player in sports history to return from like having this injury, like this surgery done. Like it's a very huge deal. He hasn't played a professional NHL game in 4 years now. Like
they won the cup.
I don't think he's coming back and going to be this number one performer. And if he is, like, holy shit, like this team's not losing. So yeah, I think he's being a little bit overplayed in terms of his return, but these two offenses, man, holy shit, dude, the depth 1 through lines 1 through 4 are insane on these teams.
Yeah, Ilya
without Heiskanen, the blue line for the blue line for Dallas looks very, very one-dimensional again, and I think that was their issue last season. And Harley plus Heiskanen was really balancing that out throughout the season. But without Heiskanen, you're looking at a bunch of kind of older defensive defensemen and offensive puck mover. That two-way guy is just like non-existent in that Dallas.
I will say this: Esa Lindell might block 100 pucks in 5 games.
Sure.
Just look at Esa Lindell blocks because he was a beast last year in the playoffs.
Yeah. But he's going to need to make an outlet pass too at time to time.
I don't know if he's able to do it. The high dump might be the move.
The Lyubushkin fumble of the puck close to the net is going to be very, very bad against Colorado.
Yeah.
The worry there is too, it's like against, you're playing against Nashville, not the fleetest of foot teams. They're you got some time to make a decision here. You don't have time when Marty Necas and Nathan McKinnon are skating down to make that move. No. I think you're 100% right. I think daily faceoff right now, if this is their decor with Cody Ceci on the second pair, Brendan Smith on the NHL team, and Matt Dumba playing professional hockey, that decor is not going to have a good time against Colorado. I think Lyubushkin's actually pretty good. He's just he's being forced to play a first line role when he's most probably like he's a really good third liner. Maybe in like a pinch you could get him at a second, like top 4, but like he is not a top pairing defenseman. And asking him to do that is way too much for him. That's my worry with them. It's just like you have a lot of guys that are playing probably one spot too high outside of Thomas Harley. So I just think Colorado takes it.
Yeah, that's the analysis basically of the series. Ilya Lyubushkin is not a first line defensive pairing. Colorado minus 140. I think that's a pretty good price you're getting. You don't really have to sweat out anything if Ottinger does turn into this playoff hero for Dallas, and they kind of get to that 7th game. I still like Dallas or Colorado at that price of minus 140. So that's my best bet. Betsky, what did you have in this one?
Yeah, I don't even mind taking the juice here, or maybe it's just stapling Colorado with another team that has ridiculous odds. But you could also keep your fingers crossed and see if Colorado loses that first game and then get a little extra value on that too. But I don't even know if that will happen.
Yeah. Franco, what was your best bet in Colorado, Dallas?
Well,
oh no.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to take Dallas. I want to like that. That's the team I want. I have futures on them already, so it is what it is at this point. It sucks that they've taken the injuries they have. I'm hoping somehow Robertson's okay, or he's back for game 2, something like that. And we've seen crazier shit too, like maybe Haskin's back game 3 or something. Sometimes stuff like that happens when it comes time to pull up your bootstraps and get the hell in there, save your team. It's possible. So I think this goes 6 or 7. I don't think it's going to be quick work. But yeah, I think in general, I feel like I lean Colorado now when, like I said, I have futures on Dallas. So I'm probably just going to watch and see how it looks. 2 props I have circled though for the series for 2+ goals. Matt Duchene on the Star side and Makar on the Av side. So Duchene has 3 goals in his last 4 against Colorado, 14 total in 19 games against them. So, I mean, he's a former Av, obviously, and he's been their he's their point leader this year, believe it or not. After everything that's happened, and he's been a guy that's up there in age for this team and all the talent this team has. He's the guy that led the team in points this year, and he had a great year. So I'm not trying to discount it, but you can get him for 2 goals in the series at plus 130. That feels like a really good number on FanDuel. Like, and then Makar is minus 105 for 2 goals. He, in his last 5 games, has 5 goals and 5 assists. He has absolutely killed this team. And we're talking about how bad this blue line is and all that fun stuff. I think Makar is going to be in for a good series. If Colorado takes this, like, obviously he's going to be involved. And I really think the biggest problem with the series in general for Dallas is just the speed that Colorado has, and it's not going to be fun watching guys like Matt Dumba and Cody Ceci trying to stop Natchez and McKinnon and Makar just skating circles for fun. So hopefully we get a good series still, and I think these are going to trend towards overs, these games, just given the amount of firepower on both sides and depth scoring. So I think regardless of what side you like, I think we're going to have a fun series.
I like it. All right, next matchup.
One real quick thing before moving on to if Jason Robertson's out game 1, Colorado money line, you may be able to get a decent price on that. First game in the series away, that may be your time to jump on that instead of even taking the money line. You may just get a good enough price there. But yeah, let's keep on cruising.
Minus 120 right now, just FYI.
Yeah,
there it is. Yep, I like that a lot. Wild versus the Golden Knights. Another very interesting series here. Cheds, what do you got in this one?
Give me the Wild outright. I like this team. I like this price a lot. I think they're undervalued a ton because a lot of people are thinking of this like the Wild that played for a majority of the stretch. This Wild team with everyone healthy, one, they're going to be able to generate offense more than this team was able to down the stretch. Just Joel Eriksson, Matt Boldy, Kirill Kaprizov, insane. Now you're adding in, I believe he's playing game 1. Buim is signed and ready to go on the back end. I love this team. I love the makeup. I think they have an edge in goal. I think Philip Gustafsson's been one of the better goalies in hockey this year. I think he's better than Aiden Hill. I will say, I think pretty decently matched up front. I think both teams has one elite superstar forward and some really nice complementary players with Kaprizov and Eichel and then the rest. But I think depth is relatively even. I love the blue line of Minnesota, especially if Buim could come in really kind of be like that Cale Makar level. I'm not saying he's going to be that good, but that type of a pickup like Colorado had a couple years ago in the playoffs. I love Brock Faber. I really do like this Minnesota team. I like Minnesota outright. I think you get pretty good odds if you just want to take I think over 5.5 isn't a horrendous price for games, but I think if you just do the little 6-7 play, I think it's good. I think we're getting a 6-game series. I don't think Vegas is beating them in 5 or 4 or anything like that.
No. I like that a lot. Betsky, what do you got in this one?
Yeah, I like Minnesota a lot here too. I mean, this is a team that day in, day out, I was like, okay, they're down 1-2 in the third. They're probably going to lose, and then they would pull it off somehow. And it's guys like Frederick Gaudreau. It was guys like Foligno at times. They were getting a lot of great play from the depth they had from bigger, heavier forwards that I think all may have a confidence boost going into this series. And I think they match up really well against Vegas. Vegas is a heavier team. I do think that Vegas blue line could be an issue here too, but Middleton has been fantastic all season for the Wild. Faber is looking like the next Pietrangelo out there. Spurgeon, as I like to call him, had another fantastic season. And Zibuim, like Ched said, I mean, there are shades of Makar to his play. If he comes out here and adapts real quick, watch out. that is a blue line that has the dynamic aspects that Dallas does not.
And I mean, this is all going off of practice this morning, but Boehm is power playing the first power play. They're not sheltering him. He's going right in. He is the quarterback of the first power play as of practice this morning. So they are not sheltering the kid. They're throwing him right in there, ready to go. Let's see if he's got magic.
Yeah, I've seen that kid live twice now, and it's something else.
I like that a lot.
I kind of did not pay too much attention to the last two games. Has he played any NHL games yet?
He has not played a game.
Not yet.
Okay, yeah.
He was like scratched as a coach's decision for the last.
But he got
game.
some practices in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting prop wise to see what they offer. But.
Yeah. Franco, what is your best bet for this series?
I lean Minnesota too. I didn't think that everybody was going to be on them when I made that pick earlier. So I think that's interesting. So the one, I guess, negative here, if you're looking to back Minnesota, is the power play and penalty kill disparities here. So Minnesota is bottom 3, bottom 2, whatever they are, right? They're 30th with the 72%. VGK not far behind them though. They're 24th on the PK, but Vegas's power play has been awesome. They're ranked second in the league. So if that could be like the issue that kind of like puts them in the ground if they fuck around to find out, so to speak. So hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see. And the other thing too, I mean, Minnesota's power play is middle of the pack-ish, but I don't take too much into that, considering they were without Kaprizov and Eriksson for a large chunk of the season. So I do think their power play is very talented as well. So I think that's going to be one of the more important things of this series, just given both these penalty kills suck overall. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel the magic as much with Vegas anymore. I know they still have that pretty solid blue line, and guys like Eichel are still great. But I just think that with everything returning for Minnesota, all the stuff that they've had to withstand the season with the injuries. I mean, they besides Eriksson and Kaprizov, I mean, Brodin missed a ton of time. They had just a ton of injuries all season. So now they're fully healthy. Guys like Rossi got a ton of playing time and playing important minutes. And this is another team that's almost been playing for their lives for weeks now at this point, trying to hold on to that playoff spot. So now they have everybody back, and it's like, okay, now we can unleash it. So I like the Wild here.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going with the total 6 and 7 games here. Again, I think this series gets lengthened out to at least 6. So that's my best bet for this one. Cheds, I know you got to run shortly here, but before you do, what is your best bet for Edmonton, LA?
The Kings are finally getting it done.
Yep.
I think
this is the Kings' year. I think the Kings will finally advance. And please, for the love of God, NHL, change something. I do not want to fit. I don't want to see this series again next year. Change something. Like give me something different. Like, can another team please not get second and third in the Pacific for once? But yeah, that's my. I think 2. I think LA does end up getting the job done. I think 7 games. It's like plus 200. I'm not even taking the 6. Give me the 7 games. Hell, I might sprinkle every home team to just win of the exact order.
Yeah,
because neither of these LA can't lose at home and they can't win on the road. So just give me LA, Edmonton, LA, Edmonton, LA.
Yeah,
and then
there's
all the
your
Kempe
direct
shot props in the world.
Yeah. Fiala does really well against them as well. So
Arvidsson revenge angle.
Yep, his shots all series.
Yep.
Draisaitl typically has really good numbers against them. I think Bouchard shoots it's a great matchup because we have so much data to go off of it, but it's getting a little boring here.
Yep. Kopitar wrecks them if they allow us to take its 1.5, but I've noticed they just took it away.
Get it, unfortunately.
Yeah, at the beginning, after the first game this season, it seems like they pulled the plug. Their first match between the two this season, they pulled the plug on it. It's like, no more of this. Do we have time to do
all right.
our little snake draft, or do we need to just do that at a different time?
I have like 2-3 minutes if we can go through it quick.
Okay, I'm on
All right.
Kings too. I
Okay.
hate to say it. Is anybody not?
Franco?
I like the 7, and I'm definitely going to sprinkle on that correct series order of just home team wins throughout, like 60 to 1. I think it is right now on FanDuel. Definitely worth a sprinkle.
I'll sprinkle.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll do our.
I'm taking the Oilers.
Oh,
There it is. Yeah. All right.
Sorry,
Perfect.
I had to be sad because I was just waiting. Real quick though, I'm just gonna put it like this: I think the Kings have been fantastic at home all season. I think Edmonton can win at least one there, and I think that's really what matters. They're going to be getting everybody back essentially. I know they're missing Ekholm, but
not Ekholm.
Yeah, and Kane might be coming back too, which is big for their depth. I know their depth all season has been pretty shit, but I don't believe in the goaltending on either side, and I don't believe in the Kings getting it done. It's like the boogeyman for them. So there you go.
All right, we'll rapid fire this predetermined order. We'll just start. Everyone, Franco, you want to start, and then we'll go just around the horn, or do you want to? Does someone really want to go first?
I don't care.
I don't care.
All right, Franco, you're first. Sure.
Geez, this is tough. Actually, I'll go with the Panthers.
Wow.
You could have taken them in the 3rd round for me.
Go
ahead.
Which way are we going? I think you're next.
Me?
If we're going clockwork.
Do you want to go 2nd or 4th?
I'll go 4th.
Oh, back to back.
All right. I'm going to go Tampa Bay.
Going to give me a layup. Give me
Take
Colorado.
Yep.
So who does that leave me with? I kind of fucked myself. Should have taken the 2nd pick. Okay, based on what I think. So give me Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And then give me. I want. I picked a lot of upsets. Give me Toronto and give me. Fuck it. If they're beating them, give me the LA Kings.
I'm going to take Edmonton then, and for McDavid to get his first.
Oh, wait, can I change my pick? I completely forgot about one of the teams playing. He didn't pick them, so.
Yeah, you can pick them.
Would you take LA if I don't take them?
No.
Okay, well,
give me
Carolina. I forgot Carolina exists.
Win
they're
it
beating
all.
the Devils. So let me get the team against my team.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll stick with Edmonton then, because I do think if they can make it out of that round, that could be a yeah.
Agreed.
Give me Winnipeg.
Yeah.
All right.
Slop.
Yeah, I know. Now it gets hard. I'll go Blues and I'll go
Wow.
I'll go Blues and I'll go hold on. And Stars.
That's great value on the Stars.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it me? No.
Give me
it's back to Gator.
You get back to back at the end.
Yeah.
Give me the Caps.
Oh, right.
Value. Forgot they're playing.
Betsky.
Wait, are the Jets still out there?
No, he took Jets.
No, I took the Jets
okay.
last round.
LA's still out there.
Yep.
Yes.
But Vegas is as well.
Correct.
Is Minnesota taken?
Minnesota's not taking it.
Nope.
Yeah, we got a lot of teams available.
I just don't know if Minnesota wins the cup. Like if Vegas gets out of that series, that's another one that I don't mind to go all the way.
The West is tough. In general,
it is. And all my picks are in the West. What is left on the East? Montreal and Ottawa. All right, I got stick in the West.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Whoa, no one's allowed to take them. You leave them for me. All right.
Yeah,
All right, Betsy, what do you got?
I'll take Vegas. I do like Minnesota to win
Okay.
that series, but if Vegas sneaks out, then I like them more to be able to win the cup than I do
Perfect.
Minnesota.
All right, Cheds, you got 2.
Who's left?
Left
No one
Jersey.
took Minnesota,
Ottawa.
right? No one took Minnesota.
No, nobody.
Minnesota, Ottawa, Jersey.
and the Kings.
Minnesota.
Montreal.
So I
In Montreal.
wait. No one took the Kings.
No.
Then
Nope.
give me the Kings, definitely. I was about to take them a fucking second pick. They fell all the way to this one. And then give me the Devils just because I have to.
Awesome. All right, Betsky, last one.
There's one more.
No, you
Yeah,
have
you
one
get
more
one more.
pick. Yeah, there's still Minnesota,
me-
Ottawa,
yeah.
and Montreal remaining.
Oh, geez, Minnesota. I'll take Minnesota. I'm all in on the West, so I need a Western team to win. I got.
Yeah,
half
I'm going to
of
go
it.
with Ottawa.
I have half of the West.
Franco, you're left with Montreal.
Kill me.
All right, I think that wraps it up. Everyone, any other last thoughts?
No.
No,
Block shot
I
props.
can't wait.
Overtime
This first round
props.
looks
Draw props.
incredible. Yep.
Yep. All right.
Kempe.
We want to thank everyone for tuning in to today's live stream. We know it was a long one, but again, thank you to Cheds for joining us on today's stream. As always, you can find us on social media at Expected Bets 4. So once more, thanks for tuning in, and let's have some fun in the postseason.